Since the dawn of time, our ancestors watched serpents slide through grass and shadow. They saw power in that motion, a creature that could vanish, strike, and be reborn from its own skin. And so began one of humanity's oldest fascinations, part worship, part terror. Every civilization gave the serpent a name, a story, a meaning. Some called it divine, others, demonic. Yet everywhere, it mattered. Since the dawn of time, our ancestors watched serpents slide through grass and shadow. They saw power in that motion, a creature that could vanish, strike, and be reborn from its own skin. And so began one of humanity's oldest fascinations, part worship, part terror. Every civilization gave the serpent a name, a story, a meaning. Some called it divine, others, demonic. Yet everywhere, it mattered. In Egypt, the cobra was royalty. The uraeus, coiled upon the brow of the pharaoh, symbolized protection, the flame that burned enemies of the sun god Ra. In India, serpents became the sacred Ngas, guardians of rivers and rain. They connect heaven, earth, and underworld, showing that life and death are one endless loop. In Mesoamerica, the feathered serpent Quetzalcoatl was a god of wisdom and wind, a teacher, not a terror. Across continents, humans saw in the snake what they sought in themselves: rebirth, knowledge, and eternity. Yet the same image became a warning. In the book of Genesis, the serpent whispered temptation, turning curiosity into sin. From that tale onward, fear was woven into Western memory. The snake became the deceiver, the embodiment of hidden danger. Even today, a simple rustle in the grass can awaken that ancient fear. Science reveals that our fear of snakes is partly instinct. The human brain recognizes their shape faster than almost any other, but fear alone is not destiny. Knowledge transforms terror into respect. When people learn how snakes live and how rarely they harm us, fear begins to fade. In many cultures, people live beside snakes peacefully. In South Asia, the Sapara communities treat snakes as partners, not pests. Their music and rituals trace back centuries, a living echo of respect and caution. Among African tribes and Native American clans, serpents are still symbols of fertility, healing, and cycles of life. They remind us that every creature has its purpose. As cities expand, the serpent's world shrinks, forests become farmland, wetlands turn to roads, and the hunters of pests become victims themselves. Most snakes die not from fear of them, but because of it. Yet new movements rise: herpetologists, wildlife rescuers, farmers, students, people who choose coexistence over killing. Each rescued snake is a small victory for balance. Snakes are guardians of balance. A single rat snake may eat hundreds of rodents in a season, protecting grain that feeds families. Without snakes, fields fall to pests, and disease spreads through rats unchecked. In every ecosystem, they are the quiet regulators and seen indispensable. The same creatures once feared now help save human lives. Venom, turned to medicine, heals hearts and blood. The serpent's symbol, the rod of Asclepius, still graces every hospital door, a snake wrapped around a staff, representing medicine itself. Ancient fear transformed into modern cure. In philosophy and faith, the serpent teaches interchange. To shed one's skin is to release the past. To crawl on the earth is to stay humble before creation. In its silence lies the lesson of patience. In its strike, the lesson of precision. The story of snakes and humans is not one of enemies, it is a story still being written. As we understand them, we begin to see ourselves, complex, adaptable, sometimes feared, yet necessary. The serpent has lived through every extinction, every age. Perhaps it survives because it knows when to retreat, when to strike, and when simply to exist. Fear divided us for millennia. Knowledge may unite us at last. For in learning to live beside the serpent, humanity rediscovers its oldest truth, that every life, no matter how silent, has a purpose in the great design of Earth.